All right, YouTubers. So, what I wanted to do today was go over the Cleveland housing data, and I wanted to go over the months of supply as well as the average price, just to kind of show you where we're at. The date today is November 4th, 2022, and I wanted to go over these couple of charts from Redfin because they do provide some pretty amazing data, and just wanted to kind of show you where we're at right now and where I think we're going. So basically, the old rule of thumb was about 6 months of supply, and that's going to be basically housing inventory, is supposed to be a balanced market. Really, what I've found is that closer to 4 months is more of a balanced market. And once you start getting up to 6 months or more, that's actually more of a buyer's market. But as you could see, basically starting in 2020, right after the lockdowns really stopped, we started seeing our housing supply decrease more and more and more, hitting a low actually in January of this year, 2022, of 1.3 months of supply. So there's just not much out there. And basically, what that is doing, so even though we have seen a ton of interest rate hikes, which has crushed buyer demand, last year in 2021, we saw basically if it was a home that was priced well, we were seeing double digit offers for that home. And now, because supply is still so low, instead of having 10 offers on each home, maybe you only have two offers on each home. But it's still considered a seller's market just because there's not enough supply out there. There's not enough competition for you out there as a seller. So you can still dictate a lot of what goes on in the transaction as long as you're pricing your home right. And what we could see here, scrolling up here, I have the median sale price in the Cleveland, Ohio metro area. We're going to start on this top chart here. The black line is actually showing the median sale price, and this is for 2022, orange line for 2021, red line for 2020, and then the blue line for 2019. And you can see that everything does happen kind of seasonally. So right now we have the data through the end of October, but you could see that each chart has basically followed the same path where it starts to really pick up in the summer months. And then as we start getting to the colder months, it's going to dip back down again. So um, even though there have been the interest rate hikes, the sellers don't really care what the monthly mortgage payment for the buyer is going to be. If they see that their neighbor's house sold for $220,000 in January of this year when interest rates were at 3%, they're going to want at least $220,000 for that house right now. Interest rates might have been 3% then compared to 7% now, but the seller is basically just saying, too bad to the buyer. This is what I feel my home is worth. Now, we may come to a point where the buyers just, they're priced out of the market. And instead of getting the two offers, you're not getting any offers. And that's where the sellers are going to have to make an adjustment as far as what's realistic for their home price. But they're not pricing their home based on, oh, I feel bad for the buyer. And that's why we're not really seeing a huge price decrease. In fact, we're still seeing, this chart's a little messier. It's year over year price appreciation. I wouldn't necessarily say appreciation if it went down, but as you could see here, yes, it's decelerating. It's slowing down compared to the peak of last year. So, for example, we had 21% price appreciation for January of 2021 compared to January of 2020, but we're not really seeing that. We've seen a peak of 17.5% this summer, and now we're all the way down to about 5.9% year over year growth for October 2022 versus October 2021. But we're still seeing price increases because, again, median sale price in October of 2022 was $201,000, whereas the median sale price for October of 2021 was $190,000. So it went up almost 6% right there. So that's basically where we're at right now in the housing market. I really don't see a ton of price decreases as far as actually, selling below what it should be, as long as you're pricing the home right. Of course, if there's a $200,000 house that is being listed for $250,000, then sure, you're going to have to decrease the price likely to sell that house. Um, but that's just because you priced it wrong. It's not because the value of the home is going down. It's because you started your asking price too high. So that's just kind of what I'm seeing and where I think we're going. If you have any questions on the Cleveland market or Northeast Ohio housing market in general, feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, have a great day.